The sun is sort of out, and I did not need my heaviest coat to go outside today, and that means it's time to update my urban sketching kit. So that's what we're doing today. I primarily use ink pen and watercolor, so that's what my kit is focused on. And I have a few changes that I'm really excited about for this coming season because I've gotten some fun new supplies that I want to include. And yeah, let's just dive right in. Starting with paint brushes, because these are one of the changes I'm really excited about. I recently got these two Silver Black Velvet Voyage travel brushes. These are size 6 and size 8. I use the regular Silver Black Velvet brushes when I'm in the studio, so it's really lovely to have travel brushes that work in such a familiar way. Based on my outings with them so far, I already know that I'll be using these like all the time. So I'm replacing two of my lesser used brushes with these two. There's nothing wrong with these, I just don't reach for them much. One of them is an Escoda and one of them I think is a Da Vinci. The other two that I'll be keeping are these two brushes. This was my go-to brush before I got these Silver Black Velvet ones. This is a Princeton Neptune size 8, which I still like using. It's a much snappier brush. I'm going to keep this one in here as an extra, even though it's the same size. And then I'm also keeping this Princeton Aqua Elite in size 10 in case I need a bigger brush. But I'm really excited to have these two in my kit now, and I'm looking forward to plenty of outings with them. Next, we have palettes, and this is where I'm making another change. Usually I go out with this palette. This is a Meeden palette. I would highly recommend it if you are looking to put your own palette together. It's a pretty good size. You can fit extra pans in the middle section. I really like that it has this extra flap of mixing space because it definitely comes in handy. So usually I bring this one around and I like it a lot, but one of my goals this year is to practice color mixing more. And I also have several curated mini palettes that I don't use enough. So instead of using this palette that I made, which is really similar to my studio palette, I'm going to get myself out of my comfort zone by switching between these three curated palettes and get to know them better instead. This one is the Core Urban Sketch palette. I also have a video swatching and testing this one out that I'll link below. This one is Denise's Embrace Opacity palette from Da Vinci. I've used this one several times before. I enjoy the paints in here, and I'm looking forward to breaking it back out again. And this one is a new one to me. It's Denise's Wildlife palette, also from Da Vinci. I've only taken it out once so far, and I'm looking forward to getting to know these paints because there's definitely a few in here that I don't normally reach for, so that'll be really fun. And if you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Denise Soden from In Liquid Color. These are her curated palettes with Da Vinci, and I love her channel and her artwork, so would definitely recommend that you check her stuff out. So these are the three palettes that I'm going to be using for the coming months, and I'm excited about it. Next, we have some familiar faces. These are go-to supplies for me. My Blackwing Pearl pencil. I use this for like everything. And then this is my Jinhao ink pen. I use these basically every time I go out now, or really every time I create in general. I'm using these two things at some point. I fill the Jinhao pen with Noodler's ink in black, and once it's dry, I can paint right over it. I will note that the ink in here does take more time to dry than something like a micron pen would. I prefer using this pen, but I do have to consider that drying time when I'm thinking about whether I'll be out long enough to actually finish a piece on location. Often I now start with the ink pen on location and then I'll finish the piece later if I don't have time to stay out until it's dry, or like maybe I'll start something on location and then I'll walk around a bit and find a cafe to paint in. But either way, I have to consider that time when I'm thinking about my like strategy for how I'm approaching a piece. Next, we have my trusty travel water cup. I've been using this for several years now. It folds up nice and tiny. It's cute. It's got this little bear at the bottom. You can expand it sort of however much you want to. And then it comes with this cap that you can put on for when you're carrying it around. This has been so useful. It was not expensive, and I don't really know what I would do without it. Another new addition to the kit is this eraser. This is a Pentel soft eraser, and I do prefer it to my Stapler one, which is the one I usually use. This one is a little bit gentler on the paper, but it still works well, and I'm less worried about it ruining paper that's on the softer side. I also have this Tombow Mono Knock eraser. It's like a little pen, so you just click it to have more eraser come out. It's good for small spaces. Then we have my little pencil sharpener and a little piece of a ruler in case I need a straight edge, followed by these binder clips. I use these all the time in the studio and out and about. I've had them for a while. I like the way that they work. I always have a couple in my kit. This year, I've also decided to add some of these Neocolor 2s into my kit. I started using these occasionally last year, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. I use them more for extra texture or like mixed media details rather than the majority of the piece, so I'm just throwing a couple of small pieces in here to see if I actually end up reaching for them. This is what a full one looks like. They're basically crayons that reactivate with water, and if you want to see them in use, I'll link my video where I tested them out below. All of these ones are in small broken pieces because I accidentally dropped my container of them on the ground, but I guess that just means they'll take up less space in my kit. But yeah, so that's these. I also have this mini spray bottle to reactivate my paints, as well as this cloth that's literally just a cut up piece of t-shirt that I use to wipe my brushes on. This is what I use in the studio as well. It's a great use for an old t-shirt. The rest of these are my just-in-case items that I can remove if I need space. A water brush, some extra colored pencils, pens, markers, a backup pencil. These are all things that I don't normally reach for, but like to have just in case the mood strikes and I feel like using them. Or if I'm on an airplane and I don't have room for a water cup, or like my ink pen breaks or something. So these are there, but not quite as important to me. And then what I love about all of this is that it fits really neatly into this little zippered pouch. If I use a small enough sketchbook, sometimes I can even fit that in the pouch too, but it really depends on what else I'm bringing with me that day. So this is great. I've had this pouch for a while too. Fits a lot of stuff, does what it needs to do, was not expensive. For paper, I'm sure if you've seen any of my content before, you will not be surprised to see this sketchbook. This is an Illo sketchbook. It's 100% cotton paper. It's cold pressed, but it's sort of on the smoother side for cold press. I like the way that it works with my ink pen. It handles the paint really nicely. It's gotten me to learn how to work a little bit bigger. I think this is like 9 by 9, and I used to only take around a really small sketchbook So now I'm able to take on bigger, sort of more ambitious pieces, which has been a good moment of growth for myself that I'm really happy about. So this is what I take with me most of the time. I like it a lot, would definitely recommend. So this is my main sketchbook at the moment. When I do want something smaller, I like this Hanamule 100% cotton sketchbook too. I haven't used this one in a while just because I've really been taking this one out, but it's another one that's on the smoother side. So I like this one too when I want to work smaller, but for the most part, I've been using this one. Lastly, at the beginning of last year, I got myself this walk stool and I love it. It's a foldable camping chair. It's super lightweight. It comes in this little carrying case. It makes it so much easier to get a comfortable spot with a good vantage point while out and about because you can just plop yourself down anywhere. So it's really useful. I've used it both indoors and out. Obviously, you want to be sort of aware of your surroundings and not in the way, but it's been really great so far. And yeah, that is what I will be bringing with me on my urban sketching trips this season. I'll link all of the supplies below in case you want to check any of them out. I wholeheartedly recommend all of these things. And if you have any recommendations or go-to supplies, I would love to hear about them in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more from me. And yeah, if you are a fellow urban sketcher or plein air artist, I wish you the most beautiful painting weather this season. Happy painting, and I will see you in the next one.